Okay, so once again, there was so little real fighting, no bloodbath, nothing. Usually you can count on these guys for Jersey Shore type drama, and I just got nothing. The white hen here has laid her first egg in this box. The blue hen is about to lay her first egg in that far box over there. This little green hen has claimed this near box, and the little yellow-faced hen has claimed this box here. And once eggs start happening, they're happening. That blue hen has looked like she's about to drop an egg for 2 days now. It's going to happen any minute. And nobody fought over mates. Nobody fought over boxes. It's just crazy how well this has gone. I kind of knew that was going to happen. I'm surprised they all moved their boxes around, but hey, whatever works. So our first eggs in here, this means this hen will probably be the one that takes Robin's eggs. And I will... Now, see, the thing is about Robin, she's the one that lays her eggs on the corners and the bottom of the cage. I don't know if she will raise chicks in her chosen nest. I had a hen that sat on the eggs all the way through, hatched the first chick out, and then abandoned the nest when she realized it took the baby hatching outside of a nest for her to realize she had made a mistake. And she abandoned it and the other eggs, and I caught it, put the baby and the 2 other eggs under another hen, and they lived and thrived. And that hen immediately went into the nest box that she had disdained before and laid 3 more eggs and raised them. I don't know what Robin's going to do when babies start to hatch. And she has some very high-value eggs. She's a very high-value hen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of her eggs and give them to fosters, including a cockatiel egg if it's fertile. And then I'm going to give her foster eggs to raise. That way, if disaster strikes and she lets them die because they hatch out in the middle of the night and I'm not there to save them, I don't lose everything that she has to offer. But hopefully, I'm really kind of hopeful that she will just raise them in place, unlike the other hen, because I just like to see her be normal in some way or another. So, while we're talking about Robin, I came in today and her cock was sitting back there in the far back corner. And I make several passes when I'm feeding. I have a stewardess cart, and I come through once with food, once with seed, once with water and a rinse bucket, and once with soft food. So the first time I came by, he was sitting in the back corner of the cage, and I was like, well, that's kind of weird. Why aren't you on the perch? And then the next time I came by, he was up on the perch, and when he saw me, he dove down to the back corner again, and I noticed, oh, there's an egg down there. So why in the heck did she lay? She's laid the last 2 eggs that she laid in the nest box. You can see the cockatiel egg. She had 2 eggs in there, but she laid that 3rd egg in the back corner, and the cock was actually going down there and setting on it. He fluffed his feathers just like a hen and pulled the egg under his chest with his beak and sat down on it. So clearly he knows that that's his egg, even though she laid it in the wrong place. So the only time I've had hens lay eggs in a place that is not a nest is when the eggs have soft shells. They actually don't seem to be able to tell that they're actually laying an egg. They think they're just having a big poo. So they'll lay them in their poop corner off the perch. And when you pick them up, you tend to be able to tell this egg is not viable, the shell is too soft. But this hen seems to do that kind of regularly. But I picked up the egg in the back, and it looks fine, and I put it under her, and she's setting on it along with all the other eggs, and tomorrow is their fertility check, and I'm going to find out what I've got going on in this nest. So I've got 3 eggs from her, which is good. I'd like to get 1 more. But you have to remember she already laid 2 eggs that got destroyed, so we may be coming to the end. We'll see. But she's doing a great job setting on them, and I would love to see her raise babies in that little nest right there. It's perfectly possible. It's not like predators are going to find her or anything. But I would love to see her raise babies. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to give her some parakeet chicks, some parakeet eggs to replace her own and see if she'll raise them properly. Because I'd like to see some normal parenting behavior out of her. I generally steer shy of breeding birds that don't have normal, if they can't fly, or, you know, they have some kind of abnormality that makes them not quite right. But this girl is such a high-value hen that even though she doesn't lay her eggs in the right place, I'd like to, you know, I don't know. I'd just like to see more normal behavior out of her. And as I said, the other hen that did this realized her mistake and went on to lay all the rest of her clutches in a nest box. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, so what's happening with everybody else? This girl seems to be calming down a little bit. She's definitely loving on her man, so that tells me that probably she's getting ready to move into that box and stay there. Now, this was one of the last pairs that I set up. Okay, so this is shamrock. She bred in the spring, but I had a sickness in the spring for various and sundry reasons, and she was really, really sick. So I pulled her off her babies and left her caught to raise them. So she's actually been rested for a really long time, and she's in really good shape. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to breed them again because the two babies I got out of them were beautiful. And her cock is not a show bird, so he doesn't have to be held back because of the All-American coming up in September. So I'm going to bring him in here and set him up. These guys are doing good, laying eggs, waiting for a fertility check. This is Doherty and Gideon. There's Charlie and his girl and all their little fertile eggs. These two are giving me fits. This is Crystal and Peter. And somebody is in the nest, but most of the time it seems to be Peter rather than the girl. She also, her cere is turning brown. It started out very, very light tan. It's turning brown, but she is, and I see a slight egg bump starting to form between her legs. But they're in here for 2 weeks now, and I think the delay is because she is a 2.5-year-old hen that I've been hanging on to because she split to recessive pied and a genetically distinct line, and I really wanted to bring in a genetically distinct male to further, so I don't end up inbreeding my recessive pied line. So her relationship to Zephyr up here is that she is his half-sister. No. She's his half-niece. That's right. She's his half-niece, okay? So I held on to her forever, and I never bred her. And I think that because she's gotten to be this age without ever laying an egg, that this process is just going to take her more time. It's going to take her hormones longer to kick in and her body longer to move into laying mode. But I do see it finally starting to happen, so hang in there. These two, on the other hand, this hen is in the nest, and she's going to drop her first egg in no time flat. Did I trim you guys? Yeah, he's trimmed. Okay. Today was Cole and Cerulean's fertility check, and we have fertility. Woohoo! So I'm thrilled about that, because this guy is a classy bird, and Cerulean is huge. So together they make a great pairing. Hi. Are you taking care of your crazy girl that lays her eggs on the floor of the cage? Thank you. We appreciate you. And this is our new pairing that's just doing Crazy Bird. Okay. So this is Mercy and Harley. Oh, we're up to 2 eggs now. I've seen Mercy out a few times today, but it's hot, and hens know how long they can stay off of their eggs, according to the temperature. So, and this girl has her first egg. Finally, it was so tiny it was kind of comical. But sometimes, you know, first eggs, they're breaking in the system and stuff. It's a little tougher than the eggs that come after. And these two are looking suitably in love. Yes, they are. This is Messina and Clementine, and I am really excited to see their babies. Clementine is the tallest bird I own. And her boy, see him trying to step on her wing? He's saying, let's do it, baby. She says, we're being watched, honey, stop. Her boy is Kenny Loggins' son and has all the genes for greatness. And these two are just plain crazy bird. They keep knocking this thing down since I put the new neighbors over here. It's just really a struggle. Could you two pay attention to each other? You're kind of missing the point. Just saying. And these two are just taking their own sweet time. She needs to gain more weight, so I'm fine with the fact that she's not getting ready to lay yet. But you can see her cere is turning tan. So things are happening. This is Murphy and... let's see. This is the name of Glide, so this is... Drift. Murphy and Drift. And that is today's update.